Hey there, everyone. I know that you're used to seeing me here imparting financial advice or discussing different topics on my weekly podcast, but I'd like to switch lanes for a moment and invite you to join me in supporting a great cause in the Boys and Girls Club. So please hear me out. I know that the past week has been absolutely crazy, to say the least. I mean, think about it. We had one of the worst pandemics in almost 100 years, and just overnight it became old news. So right now, if you're feeling sad or angry or even alone at the disgusting murder that took place a week ago, please take solace in the fact that you are not alone. Just look around the country. Everywhere you turn, there's outrage. I have not heard one voice, whether it be on social media or on the nightly news, take a second to empathize with that police officer. We're all disgusted. But I also think about an interview I recently saw with Lil Wayne, in which he was asked, how come when an atrocity like this occurs, you don't speak up or you don't lead a protest? And he simply responded, I wouldn't know what to do next. And that got me questioning myself, what do we do next to try and fix these problems that bother us so much? So after we spew out our emotion through a tweet or a Facebook post, or even go to a protest and take a selfie and share it with the world and say, hey, I'm here, what happens the next day, the next week, the next month, the next year to try and fix the problem? I look at an organization like Black Lives Matter. They take front and center stage whenever an egregious act like this occurs. But if we look back just at 2018, according to FBI statistics, there were 7,407 African American murders. That's over 20 homicides a day. 88% of those murders were at the hands of a fellow African American. So shouldn't the message be all Black Lives Matter, all the time? Just even look at Blue Lives Matter. We see the support mobilize, we hear the chants. When we see that model police officer that gets spit in his face or has to watch his patrol car get torched, 1,000 miles away from where the original crime occurred. What about all the police officers every day that are serving and protecting their community? Shouldn't all Blue Lives Matter all the time? I look back a few years ago at an event that I helped out with at the Boys and Girls Club in Asbury Park, in which then New York Giant Justin Tuck came to do a meet and greet with the kids. And as I walked to the club in the morning, I saw police officers throughout the streets corralling the kids, high-fiving, throwing footballs, telling them to go on up there and get an autograph from one of their heroes. And Justin Tuck doing so much to talk and to meet with these young kids. It was an inspiring day. And I applaud those police departments that build those relationships with the community. So kudos to the Asbury Park PD. And I applaud those celebrities that walk the talk and actually go into these areas to try and create an impact. So from a diehard Cowboys fan to a New York Giant legend, kudos, Justin Tuck. But I also think about the Christmas party that I took my wife and our 3 kids to volunteer and hand out presents, to all the kids in Asbury Park. And that night, as we walked to and from the club, and unfortunately saw a lot of situations that were very difficult to explain to our kids. And that makes me wonder, how come when we look at social media or we look at the news, we see such overwhelming attention, concern, and enthusiasm for the problems at hand? But then sometimes we notice these areas, these pockets of America that we don't want to go to or that are overlooked, as if it's a great idea to try and help, but maybe not right there. Maybe we could find another neighborhood. That right there is the neighborhood that needs the most help. So I challenge you, as the dust settles here, to think, how can we fix these problems? What do we do next? Like Lil Wayne asked. So if you don't know the answer, that's fine. I don't know the answer myself. But in these neighborhoods, there's a lot of organizations that do. And those groups do need our help. And that's why I'm excited to kick off this little Facebook fundraiser for our local Boys and Girls Club in Asbury Park by donating $100. And I invite you to join me in supporting a great cause led by my friend Doug Eagles. So please do click the link below and consider donating. It doesn't matter any amount, too small, none too big. And even if you want to volunteer and get involved directly, that's all the better. Or even if you have a group in your hometown or an organization that you see could help affect change, please get involved. That's all that I ask. Thank you for your time, and as you guys give, I'll even try and give more to this great cause. Thanks again, stay safe, and God bless.